Part 4 of Ascension and Physical Changes. 20. Sleep and Dreams. We are moving into the higher dimensions at the present. This is creating a temporary confusion of time. You will have dreams that are erratic and strange sometimes. You will wake up and feel emotionally confused. Your sleep patterns might be totally disrupted. Perhaps you have slept 8 hours a night until recent times. Now you are struggling to get 6 hours of sleep and don't know why. What we would want you to know is that sleep patterns are going to be very different. You might find yourself sleeping many more hours than usual and having to take naps during the day, then needing very little sleep at all and having an abundance of energy. What you are going to find is that the more light you bring into your body, the less time you are going to need for sleep. What will be happening is that it is not for you to replace this time with third-dimensional busy living. It is important for you to be able to use this extra time for a higher aspect. You will start to see and be conscious of what you are doing, but your unconscious will begin to use this time for greater enlightenment. This is happening because you are moving into higher dimensions. In this new dimension, the experience of night and day is totally reversed. Most people are used to being up and around in the daytime and asleep at night. You are in a power struggle with yourself. It's as if part of you is anchoring into the fourth dimension and is trying to live in one way, while the rest of you is here in the third dimension attempting to continue as in the past. Your dreams might seem so jumbled at times because the dream life usually makes the movement in between dimensions before the physical life. Your consciousness is shifting back and forth. You are having a glimmer of that experience in your dreams. Sometimes your dreams are not just great, but they are also sequential. Then at other times you wake up and they feel more jumbled than ever. You are going to need to cut down on television and radio usage, and you are going to find that even your electric lights are going to start to handicap you. So we would expect that you would start to cut down on those as well. Part of what is going to happen in your world is that there is going to be a lessening of the need for so much electricity, and you will want to spend more time in spiritual development. 21. Sweat and tear glands. Changes in the tear ducts and sweat glands of the body will take place during cellular transformation. As to the sweat glands, most people now sweat less than they did about 5 years ago. Most people during cellular transformation will sweat less than they formerly did, but it will be a minor change which will be observable and measurable. As to the tear glands, your tear solution will be slightly denser, thicker, and will be composed of more mineral compounds. This change will also be measurable. 22. Vibrations in the body. Some people are experiencing a vibration in their solar plexus from time to time. They have noticed this vibration increasingly for the past several months. This is part of the changes occurring during cellular transformation. The Earth also is experiencing a vibration from time to time. These vibrations are designed to change the very matter of the Earth's and your substance. The changes are going to slowly add certain etheric components that exist in possibility and probability, and that exist within the encompassed objectives of your soul's journey through this planet, which is God's playing field. These changes are going to mix these etheric components in and out of your physical body in the same way that you would dunk a tea bag into hot water to achieve a final refreshing drink. The vibration of your entire body is shifting to a higher frequency during cellular transformation. Some are experiencing many different physical symptoms, which can be strong at times or can be very subtle. Within this lifetime, there is more evolution taking place in your body than in the total of all previous lifetimes on this planet. A transformation change is taking place in your body as well as in the earth. The very cell structure of your body is changing, which will allow you to withstand and integrate these higher frequencies of energy. Your body needs to know that this is happening and that it is okay, since it has never experienced being in a light body before on this dimension. As a result, body vibrations may be experienced, and many people may think that an earthquake is occurring during these periods. These body vibrations will occur through a process of induction as the Earth's force couples with the body. One way to balance and move this energy through the body is with physical exercise. An example, walking at least several miles a day. Summary. As the process of cellular transformation progresses, you will be weighted down by an erroneous feeling of unworthiness. All the darkness contained within yourself, in your head, you regard as your own little sins. These feelings are not your sins, but they are the heritage of all species that you represent. Because of the heaviness and darkness you brought with you when you were incarnated to this planet, you could not imagine that you were pure and divine enough. You could not imagine that you were good enough and clear enough, as well as bright enough to hold the Christ light in your body. You're dealing with immense biological changes, and you also have all the psychological, mental or conceptual and emotional issues that you inherited when you arrived to deal with as well. You have to deal with many complicated issues in your life, some of which you are not aware of at the present time, and are all contained within your body. As you mutate, all of these things are being thrown up by your DNA. You do not have them inside of you because you did something wrong. When things have been coming up from the deep places within you and have not felt good, it is not because you are doing anything wrong. It is because you are the right thing, and the old things inside your bodies have to surface. You have to pull them out, and they will come out of the DNA of your bodies. They will be sloughed off in your body and at the etheric levels also. Past civilizations have made repeated attempts to regulate their conduct, to deal with the issues of conflict and separation and destructive behavior. They developed rules, laws, and ways of dealing with the destructive aspect of the conflict developing within their own civilizations. They set up laws and lawgivers. Sometimes they also set up a divine force that was capable of evaluating the performance of the people and then dishing out punishments. Sometimes this was considered to be a very mundane part of society, much like your legal system, where you have a judge that judges you. Sometimes it was elevated through a divine force, priestly group, or a religious deity. Religion has told you that the deity wants you to behave this way. You were told that the deity required you to do this, and if you did not do this, the deity will punish you in various ways. When you arrived here, you brought with you a sense that some things were right and some things were wrong. You also brought with you a sense that some things could be good and some things could be evil. Judgment of yourself is not helpful anymore. So you have within you a kind of father, mother, God figure, an old extraterrestrial one. You may even have an extraterrestrial lawgiver as opposed to a mother or father God. This is one that evaluates because it knows everything, and it knows what is right because it has seen it all before. It is operating out of the past. It's actually woven into your DNA structure. It's part of this material that you need to release, this judgment. You've got a genetic scorecard, and you've got a scorekeeper that keeps ticking off whether you're getting it right or not. Every time you don't get it right, you clench at every level of your being. Every time you get it right, you kind of bloom, except that there's always a fear that you won't be able to hold on to this rightness. So you can see that it is time to release that idea of divinity. Judgment is not useful to you. To be joined to the Christ child, you must relinquish the keeper. There is a price for the Christ child. You have to trade in your keeper. But there is another price that you have to pay. You have to give up evaluating your every act, your every thought, your every feeling, your every sensation. Do you think it would be possible that you could have a headache and that would be good? Do you think you could have indigestion or dizziness and that would be fine? Do you think you could hurt someone else and it would still be right? There is constant fluctuation in your energy system that registers when you have done well and when you have done badly. The feelings of being judged causes a certain clenching in your biochemistry, and a knotting up occurs within you. That clenching causes a clustering of the material you're trying to release because of the mutation process. Clenching interferes with the sloughing off process and with the rebuilding process going on within you. Therefore, every time you make a judgment of yourself, you sour the pH balance in your body. This pH change interferes with the electrical flow within the body. You also cluster into lumps the disposable garbage in your body, and these are harder to pass out of your bodies. Judgment, therefore, interferes with the comfortable mutation, which creates fear. If you plan for self-improvement and you keep catching yourself repeatedly failing in your self-improvement plan, actual fear will occur. This fear may take the following forms. A. You will never get it right. B. You will never measure up. C. You will never be worthy. D. You are never going to get a grip on this process of being good. E. You are never going to get a grip on this process of being right. F. You are never going to get a grip on this process of being spiritual. Each person in your uniqueness will be more attuned to certain energies than other persons. The analogy could be made of having an antenna calibrated to receive a particular radio station. Many people will resonate with different wavelengths at different vibrational frequencies than other people. Whatever wavelengths your particular design is calibrated to, these wavelengths are pathways cut into your consciousness. Once you have begun to transmute, change, the energies of those particular frequencies, the universe will take advantage of these pathways to transmute more and more of the same energies to you. It may appear that issues you thought you had dealt with and resolved have suddenly re-emerged into your life, bigger than ever, with even more intensity and drama than before. It is useful not to identify these issues as being your personal stuff. You need to recognize only that these energies are present and then let them move through you. Know that you are transmuting them for the many who are not yet conscious enough to do it for themselves. You need to understand clearly about the painful acts and the things you have called bad and wicked. If you knew what was really going on, and if you understood the essence of the actions, you would understand that they were necessary and appropriate for you to grow and change. The religion deity tells you there are many things that you must not do, and should you do them, this is sin or a karmic burden on you. I say to you that I have never seen a sin upon this planet. I have seen many things, such as 1. Beings acting out their heritage. 2. Beings trying to understand their heritage. 3. Beings reenacting their battles. 4. Beings reenacting their murders. 5. Beings reenacting their betrayals. 6. Beings studying the energy of those things. 7. Beings trying to see a way out of all of the above. I do not see these as sins. I see them as an attempt to understand your task on earth and to work through this task by experiencing what you have come here to change. It is a very frightening idea that there will be no keeper to protect others from you. There will be no keeper to protect you from yourself, and there will be no keeper to protect you from others. Judgments will destroy your physical structure. In the coming magnetic polar axis shift, judgments will destroy your body as the judgments that you have made against yourself and all the ones you have made daily in little things. All judgments on anything, such as on food, body aches and pains, clothing, your dealings with others, etc., will affect your body and the mutation process going on within your body. These judgments are destroying the balance within your body. They are making the mutation process difficult, painful, and very depressing as you continue to judge not only yourself, but others as well. This is something you will have to quit doing. You will have to move into self-acceptance of yourself as well as of others in order to create a biochemical and an electromagnetic environment in your bodies that will optimize the opportunity for the body to mutate easily. This then will occur with some balance. This then will occur with some balance and with some stability and sometimes with an emotional sense of well-being. This is nothing which is being taken from you during cellular transformation without your consent. It is something that is being purged from your system because you are desiring to increase the frequency of your vibration. This is referred to by some teachers as Ascension, which is simply increasing the frequency of your vibration. There is greater perception and a greater desire for love and harmony and peace among many people. As their vibrations increase, then the people of the earth must take into their own hands how they wish to construct this peace and harmony, as well as this love and this truth. It will soon become evident that in the negotiations between nations and between individuals, in a business sense and in an economic sense, there will be no longer the possibility of one hiding from another. For where they lie, the other will detect it. The people of Earth are becoming far too alert. This is what is meant by increasing the vibration of the Earth. There is a divine order to everything in life. It is for this reason that exactly where you are at any given time in life is exactly where you should be according to the divine unfolding of your consciousness and life. Once again, this recording was taken from the writings compiled by the House of David Teaching Center. Thank you ever so much for listening and sharing. God bless you, and take ever
So gentle care of yourselves. Lots of love.